Hello, Mechwarriors, and welcome to the Mechbay, where we fix your mech and fix your game. What's going on, Mechwarriors? I'm your host, Josh, and today I've got with me my co-hosts, Dustin and Denham. What's going on, gentlemen?
Howdy, howdy.
Not much. Just hanging out.
Cool. And today we are going to be talking about getting out of the clan invasion and moving into some wacky times we like to call Civil War. The big question being, are you Team Captain America or are you Team Iron Man? What? Hold up. I'm being told by my lawyers that that's the wrong Civil War, but okay, now they're saying it's close enough and I'm not going to get sued. Okay, so we are going to be talking about Intersphere Omnis, clan salvage, new tech, new mech, but most importantly, FedCom's take back.
Nice. See, now we're talking about my era. You know, this was years ago, decades ago.
30 years.
Decades ago. I remember walking into a gaming store pre-internet and someone saying, "Did you hear about what Hans did?" So this is...
I feel like that's the start to a bad joke. What did Hans not do?
Yes. The answer is nothing nor no one. That's the answer.
Nothing or no.
He's not called the Fox for nothing, people. But anyways, let's get that battle mech coolant flowing with some hobby news, hobby progress, and some fan mail. So, I think probably for the last couple weeks, the big BattleTech news is... The big news coming down the pipe is Topps was bought currently by Fanatics, another larger trading card company. And everyone kind of had their minute of panic as they wondered what this would mean for BattleTech.
That's right, because Topps owns Catalyst. Or Topps owns the BattleTech license, and Catalyst licensed BattleTech from Topps.
All licenses, all the way down.
It's all about the money.
As I pull up anything that is purchased with, from Catalyst, all I can see is under license from Topps. So My current thoughts, my 2 seconds of 2 cents is nothing. Nothing will change, except maybe that logo, if they even decide to change that.
Just show that logo to the camera, Josh, so nobody listening can see it. Very good.
Yeah, so that's my thought. I was like, this is a non-topic, but there have been a few people that have been running around thinking that this is the end of BattleTech already, and I doubt it.
It's about the clicks. Yeah, I was just saying it's about the clicks. You got a little tidbit of news. You have to try to make it something so that people pay attention to your blog. But yeah, I mean, I don't see this changing anything. I don't even know if it's going to change the Topps logo on the back of the books. I don't know.
Yeah, I think BattleTech's making too much money right now to just get canned by a negligent parent company.
A negligent trading card company.
Yeah, hey.
I mean, that's my thought. I was like, they're going to look like, oh, Topps is...
What are you doing over there?
Check is being written to Topps, and why would they stop that? Nobody's going to stop that.
If we hear about this again, I will be very surprised.
Yeah, so this is my one and done. That's it. Nothing's going to happen as far as I'm thinking.
Thanks for that news, Josh. That was.
I know. I wish the news was like that.
That's it.
But in closer to home news, BattleTech Kickstarter products are not only hitting shelves, but filling shelves.
Yes, staying on the shelves for longer than an hour.
That's good.
It is.
Those first clan invasion fanboys were, camping out in front of stores, and now that they're fed and full,
irritating the staff.
Yeah. I think my local store ordered 17 of each.
Ooh.
Yeah, 17 of each last Lance Pack and Clan Star. And by the end of the day, he actually had enough left to go on the shelves. Because, normally they wouldn't even make it to the shelves. They just sit on the table where they get unpacked and they're gone. But now they have 3 or 4 shelves full of boxes and books.
So, ravenous little piranha. And now I can get my piranha because I don't have that box yet.
Yeah. Well, they are already out of the box I want. So.
Oh yeah, the one that came with the dragon in it.
Yeah, I want another dragon. Yep, I want to make that. FRR hatchet wielding dragon.
You and Kurt, nice. I swear.
I played. We'll get into that in a little bit, but Kurt and I played with that sucker.
Nice.
Yep. Stay tuned to find out how it went.
The games played section.
Yeah, so that's pretty much all my news. Like I said, non-news and good news, I guess. So I'll take that.
Well, the good news is very good news. So you know, they got them, so go buy them.
Yeah, yeah. And I think the rec guides are all out. So we got rec guide 23 and 24, right?
Yeah, those come out
Christmas Eve.
There you go. And hope here's fingers crossed for the compilation, so I can actually finally look at them and know and join the cool kids club and talk about Ill Clan mechs.
Oh, it's coming out, Dustin. The question is it going to be one book or two books? So, but it's coming out.
Excellent.
Do you guys have a favorite from those two?
I mean, I like all the cool ShadowHawks.
Oh, this is where the school bus mech came out? The public school mech was in here?
I'm sorry, I meant, did you guys have a favorite mech from Rec Guide 23 and 24?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like they put out 11 different variants of ShadowHawk. So
that's what we needed was more ShadowHawks.
I did not see that.
Yeah. I mean, no, really, we did. Are there any good ones in there?
Yes. Well, I mean, there's like the one with the 5 Thunderbolts that runs out of ammo pretty fast. But there are some actual good ones that I like a lot.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm excited to look deeper at that new Lancelot. So that's probably my big one.
And I don't know what's in them, so I have no favorite mech because I'm a loser.
Yep.
But, so all the rec guides are out. It's time to start diving through them, see what we want to take to the table now.
I'm hyped because, as we all know, all these fresh new sculpts that we're painting up are going to be in the rec guide. So you can just put your new plastic and your new variants in your new era, and it's all new, baby.
Right, because this is about the Ill Clan era, right?
That's right.
Oh, Civil War, right.
Civil War, yeah.
Yeah, we did get 2 new things. The Alpha Wolf, which is, as we all know, probably a clan wolf mech. Who would have guessed?
Another wolf.
you can't finish it without a clan wolf mech.
That's like shrimp gumbo. You got I got the Alpha Wolf, the Timber Wolf, the Dire Wolf.
I got a Rakasha.
I actually looked and counted on. There's 11, I think, different wolf mechs. But anyways, we don't need to.
But we did get a new elemental battle armor. So
ooh.
if you want to use those new battle armor miniatures that we all got, there's now a third one.
I'm excited.
Yeah. But so we'll talk about those later. But let's move on to some hobby progress. Has anyone gotten some painting done in that post-holiday time?
Yeah, I got a little bit of painting done. In fact, I got for Christmas, I got a wet palette finally. Ooh. I didn't have one for a long time or ever.
How do you like it?
It's fantastic. I waste so much less paint. I can mix so many the colors. It's going to make my mechs look a lot more. What's the word I'm looking for? The shades of red won't be as different from one mech to another.
My favorite thing about the wet palette is just how easy it is with the wet palette set up to paint for 10 minutes. There's no setup. Open the palette, paint. Oh, I got to go do something. Put it. Yeah, it just makes
exactly. That was a big problem with my painting was that I had to make sure I've got at least 45 minutes to an hour and a half, or else why bother? Yeah. And now literally, I've got 10 minutes. I can watch this while I, listen to this while I paint and then just put it back.
It's very nice. Very convenient. Sweet.
Yeah.
And you painted some mechs with it? Painted some stuff?
Yeah. I started. I mean, I've just been painting my, trying to get through my second Sword of Light backlogs.
Nice. Josh?
Are you chipping away at it?
Very slowly, but it is getting progress.
I actually got a wet palette too, but I've been very lame and have not painted anything since, in a while.
But now you were telling me, right? You moved your situation, so now your hobby desk is next to the goon table or something.
Yeah,
right?
So I've merged my computer podcast station with my assembly station. So rather than just sitting in front of a computer screen and, playing Mechwarrior and BattleTech and all that. I can assemble painfully, I can do hobby stuff like on the fly like that because I'm one of those people where I assemble something and like I will put on a leg and I will like go away because I want that leg to dry before I do anything else. Yeah. So it's really nice to kind of have the merged hobby desk.
Is your computer on the floor?
Yes.
Please be careful about the little bits that you cut off of flashing and stuff that do not fall into the top fan input, because that will mess up your computer in bad, unexpected ways.
Well, now I'm going to put
Sounds
a
like
shield.
You speak from experience. Like, did you clip a little bit of like pewter sprue and just fry a processor or something?
My kids are like 18 and 15. There isn't any way that I have not destroyed a computer by something falling in there for one reason or another.
Have they put the slice of bologna in the disc tray? Like
Murphy's Law. I spilled Kool-Aid on it. I'm sorry.
Say a 2 liter of soda in the top of that computer does not do good things to it.
Oh my gosh.
But, you mean to tell me they don't quit doing it when they turn like 7?
No.
It just gets worse? Yeah, That's what I figured. All right.
But all of my battle mechs are now assembled, so I have nothing. I'm just waiting on like the 1 or 2 more that I haven't gotten from PAX yet. But those are pre-assembled, so yeah. But I've assembled... I'm almost through my entire assembly backlog from all hobby games. So
nice.
Yeah, being able to, like I said, assemble, glue things, and just like type up whatever is really nice. It's a seamless flow of hobby energy. Other than that, I've done nothing. I've been terrible.
Yeah, it's a start. You're running out of excuses, is what you're doing.
I know. I am running out of excuses. Soon, all of our listeners will just be outside my house, just like pitchforks. You have to paint something BattleTech to keep calling yourself a BattleTech podcast.
Agreed.
What about you, Dustin? What have you gotten done lately?
I've done some hobbying, and some of it was even BattleTech related. So I painted an Orion, just because I wanted to paint an Orion. So I put it in my Legion of Vega. That all happened very quickly. I mean, everybody's got an Orion, right? So
I do not have an Orion.
I mean, every faction, right?
Oh, okay.
Orion's one of those, it can be anything mechs. So I painted that, and then I painted up a Lance of Free World's Guards for this weekend. All new plastic, got the new Hunchback sculpt, the Highlander, the Guillotine, and the Mercury. This will be the first time I use the Mercury, so we'll see how it does. Weird list, but I'm going to run it. And I also painted 5 Praetorians that I got for Christmas from the boys. So
have we talked about that? Is it pronounced guillotine or guillotine?
I say both. In my head.
You're a terrible person.
Yeah. I've said guillotine and guillotine before in my life.
I call it guillotine unless somebody near me says guillotine, and then I automatically do that. But really, I think
do you also call it a wyvern?
Oh, no, I call it a wyvern.
Call it a wyvern.
That's because I'm a BattleTech player. I mean, a Dungeons and Dragons player. So
exactly,
I know my monsters.
There's other people who have been on this podcast, and I don't want to say I like a deep-seated hatred, but. It's wyvern and it's guillotine. There's
it's guillotine and wyvern.
Well, I would want to hear like a French person say.
Okay, how is it pronounced
French
in France?
surname? I don't know. I don't want
you guys on the Discord who are from France. Let us know.
This is like Mircore. This is a terrible tangent that's completely unrelated to BattleTech, so we won't go there.
Yeah.
Nope. So yeah, I've painted like 10 minis since the new year, so I'm doing okay.
Fantastic.
And painted battle mechs, so take that. I do paint battle mechs.
But do you play BattleTech, Dustin?
I'm working on it. Supposed to play this weekend. Thanks for reminding me that I might get snowed out, Josh.
Yeah,
you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
You prayed to the BattleTech tabletop gods, and they said no. But okay, I just watched the video. French people pronounce it guillotine.
All right, guillotine it is. Yeah. I'm down with that.
So if you're in the Davian homeworlds,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's right.
Those Merrick's pronounce it guillotine all day long, though.
Yeah, that's where they're wrong. But, Denham, you got a game in with Kurt. Long time coming. How did that go?
Yeah, actually, this is the first one-on-one Kurt and I ever did. I don't remember if I played him in the tournament, but that's not this kind of gaming. This was a 12K clan versus Intersphere. So he had his FRR guys. It was a lance of mechs, 2 lances of vehicles, and some battle armor versus my 4 3.5 clan mechs with 2 points of battle armor, and that made it 12K. But he had his special dragon with a hatchet out there on the field.
How did it do?
It's a scary mech. Yeah, unfortunately,
it's fast.
A melee dragon.
Yeah, it's a dragon doing what a dragon should, really.
Yeah, really, for the dragon with honor, instead of skirting around the edge of the battlefield, plinking.
Unfortunately for Kurt, though, I think I got a total of on the 4 mechs he had. I think I got a total of 6 gyro crits, and on the archer alone, I did 11 crits to the center torso in one turn, which is everything that was in there. Like, he still had internal structure on the center torso. He just had no crits in his center torso. They were all gone.
Scooped it all out.
So, as scary as that mech was, when you don't have a gyro, you can't chase me down.
No, you can't.
But it was a fun game. And for a while, it could have gone either way.
Nice.
Yeah, the game went on for a while.
It did go on for a while, longer than I expected.
Why do you think that was? Do you think it was just the vehicles or just the BP?
Vehicles slow things down so much. They really, really do. I don't mind playing against them, especially with someone who knows what they're doing, like Kurt. Don't mind that at all. But I underestimated my time. Even though I padded my time quite a bit, I still underestimated it by almost an hour and a half for how long that game would take.
This is BattleTech.
Yeah. But I had a lot of fun. It probably would have gone faster if we weren't in a new place where a lot of people kept coming up and talking to me. But that's how it goes.
Yeah. I mean, it was an event, so. It was,
and it was great. Got a lot of attention. Brought my 3D terrain. People talked about it. It was good times.
Yeah. I got a local game in too. I played a newer player who's slightly new to the area and also listens to this podcast. So
shout out
to you, Obsidian Anubis. And me and him threw down. We did a just basic 30-25 brawl. I brought some different things. I brought a Battlemaster, Lancelot, Champion, and Thorn, because you talk so bad about the Thorn. I'm like, all right, I need to prove myself.
And how did that go?
It went good. I faced his Griffin, Thunderbolt, Wolfhound, and Jenner.
Yeah.
So I felt a little bad when I'd stripped the Thunderbolt's arm and it fell and it landed on its arm. And this variant has ammo in that arm.
Oh my god.
Well,
yeah.
That's 30-25 for you.
You never think it's going to happen until it happens. I think that's what the one change I would have done to Kurt's the dragon with the sword is it has 1 ton of SRM ammo. And the 30-25 version of that doesn't have case, I honestly would have put it in the empty head crit slot. Like that's where I would have put that.
See, but is that metagaming? I'm trying to think of how many stock loadouts have ammo in the head. Like they have launchers in the head all day, but they don't have ammo in the head.
I just like to think of some crazy Viking who's out there with this bloody hatchet on a dragon running around, sitting on the ammo because it's cooler.
It's cooler, he says.
It gets his Viking blood, going, the berserker rage. It's that heightened anxiety.
It's a ride or die.
Yeah.
But no, so the game went great. I got, like I said, the early lead, losing a mech to an ammo explosion when you fall and you roll is rough. And my Thorn kicked through with a 1 level difference, so kicking on the punch table and found the Jenner's ammo too, and I was like, oh. How do you kill mechs in 30-25? You find the ammo.
Yep.
But it was still a great game. The Wolfhound went down like a champ. I don't think there was anything left of that mech.
Wolfhound's a good mech. I like it.
Oh yeah, no, it is an MVP light, and the Griffin just kept dancing around, hitting with PPC and LRMs. But by that point, he had lost two heavy hitting mechs, and mine just were refusing to go down. Still a great game. Still had an amazing time. Like I said, can't wait to up that tech level and take the next.
Yeah, I got to say, in games like that I'm playing in, like the ones where I fall on my arm and blow up the ammo and explode, it doesn't matter if I'm winning or losing. BattleTech to me isn't about that. It's about, if I lose, how spectacularly do I lose? What awesome things happen. So even a loss makes a good story.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes a better story.
I mean, we will always remember the Thunderbolt who tipped over slowly, and as soon as his arm makes contact with the ground, just obliterates.
To me, that is so Michael Bay / anime. Like this is slowly falling back to land, and then kaboom! It swells and explodes. Very, very Dougram.
It was a very, very Dougram classic Lance composition.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, still a great game. Can't wait for the next one. And I would ask you, Dustin, what games you've gotten in lately.
But you know that I've gotten in no games lately.
No games. It's okay. We still love you. But hopefully next time you'll have something.
Yep.
Let's get some fan mail. We've got Chris who writes, hey guys, would you have a segment on how to track the minis you own? Is there an app you use, or do you go pen and paper? I own a stupid amount of mechs. Looking for a way to have list building go easier too. Thank you for any advice, Chris. Ooh.
See, Josh, you don't even own an Orion, where I now have at least one of every of the new plastic mechs that they've put out. I've got them in my battle armor case. I've got a battle armor case, and I've got a bunch of those foam trays, and I have them organized loosely by weight class and by clan versus inner sphere. But it's still like, do I have that mech? Well, yes, I have that mech, but where is it? I don't know. I have to go looking through trays to find it, and then organize them for the game that I'm going to go play. So I don't have a good answer, and if one of you guys do, I would definitely like to hear that. I once started up Microsoft Access, and tried to write a database. I just type in the mech, and not only would it tell me how many I have, but it would tell me what numbered tray I have it in. But I lost interest very quickly because of my ADD brain. So
yeah.
What about you, Dustin? Do you use anything for your pile of shame?
Yes,
I have a Google Sheets spreadsheet, and I quit updating it. So I used to, up until maybe pre-pen, I don't know. But I also was keeping track of whether they were finished painted, partially painted, finished based, if they had numbers. I was keeping track of the numbers I had on the mechs, because I was going to have no repeating numbers if I had numbers on the mechs. And then that all quickly stopped after I did the bulk of the data entry for the bulk of my collection. And then I just haven't.
But not everyone has an intern. That's the problem. For me,
updated it. So no.
No, your own children don't count, sir. No. For me, how do I track my minis? Honestly, I think Dustin kind of hit it right on the head. It's some Google Sheet or Google Doc, something you can kind of take with you on the fly that is just like a list of mechs. I have one that's sorted through weight class, because that's how I think. I have the general idea of the year and a general idea of variants that I like to play, but it's just weight class going from lightest to heaviest. And I could do it on pen and paper. I guess I could, but I can't take that with me like everywhere I'm going because when I'm making a list, it's normally at the game store, and that can be a little difficult to find more paper to go with my record sheet paper.
Yeah, I guess it's nice because I have all of them. If it's one of the new plastics, like, yes, I have it. And if it's not, I don't mind subbing a mech in. So it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. And then I just print out the record sheets before I go. So it's a messy method. It doesn't really work for the question he's asking.
Yeah,
but it works for me.
Maybe this will help because, Chris is also asking about list building. What I do have when I finish painting a mech, it's all finished and based. I have these little bottle crates that I got from Michael's, the lovely craft store. And they hold I don't know, what's 4 times 6 numbers of bottles. So it has 24 little cubbies that are bottle diameter, and I screw them to the wall on their sides, and they fit mechs in them. And then I organize them by faction. And then when I make a list, I literally just lean back from my computer, and I'm like, what do I want to run? My First Order Light, or my Legion of Vega, or my House Yumara, or my Mercs, or my, so on and so forth. And then I just look at the mechs, and then I write down mechs longhand and their battle values longhand, and I just kind of push the numbers around until I'm happy with it. So, maybe the display is the document, right? The spreadsheet is on the wall, and you can just visualize it. You can look at it. So maybe that's an idea you like. I don't know.
I did just recently learn that Master Unit List had a force builder for both Classic and Alpha Strike. So that is new. That is new information for me, and I did forget about that.
Yeah.
So, yep.
I'm eclectic with my eclectic. Is that the right word? I don't know. Pokemon, got to catch all the mechs. So I'm frequently checking out the variants and the loadouts on the mechs I use less frequently. So Master Unit List doesn't show you the record sheet,
but it does tell you.
Correct.
It will also tell you what book the record sheet that you're looking for is in,
which is handy. Yeah. So, as with most things in BattleTech, there's lots of options. They're completely in different places, and
yeah,
none of them are perfect. So
but they're all made with love.
That indeed.
None of them are perfect. But I will say the good part about the Master Unit List Total Warfare Force Builder is you can adjust gunnery and piloting, and it automatically adjusts the BV. So, but it also shows you the original BV. So if you are coming up like a few points over, a few points under, you can play with it and see what the unadjusted battle value is and the adjusted battle value. So rather than having to whip out your calculator and multiply by 1.32, as our clan players have memorized how, you can do that and have the computer do it. So that's my go-to for list building from now on. Like, I used it for the Alpha Strike. That was the only thing I used for that. And it's probably what I'm going to use for Total Warfare going forward.
As far as what mechs you own, just build shelves in your living room and just put them all out on display.
Yeah. So Dustin will go the hard way, and then he will probably search up Sarna, look at the BV.
Oh, no, I use Solaris Skunkworks.
Oh, okay. How do you... But you can go to Master Unit List on your phone.
It's true. It's true.
Yep. Master Unit List is a good quick one. Mega Mech Labs, of course, also has a Force Unit Builder list program.
I have a new job, so I can't make lists on lunch break anymore.
Oh, you too?
Yep.
Now, I will say to make a giant list of all of your mechs and tracking your minis, making a giant force on Mega Mech or something, probably not the worst idea.
Oh, that's an idea.
You can edit that.
Yeah.
You can even, go there and click like which colors, so you can assign them as teams or something. There are ways, people. We have the technology. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
I like it.
On how to modernize your BattleTech.
We're also open to new ideas, though, so let us know what you do.
All right, so that's it for mail. Calendar events, we have a lot. So I pretty much refreshed the entire BattleTech calendars event, or BattleTech events calendar Google Doc, which everyone can see. And I have all new events for 2022. Welcome to the new year, people. So for our first event, we've got Operation Shiver Moss, which is a classic BattleTech format. That is in Lewisburg, Tennessee on January 22nd. That's 9,000 BV using the Jihad 3080 or earlier rule set. And then we've got 3 more Alpha Strike events. We've got Wolfnet Radio Podcast 350 on February 26th in Tampa Bay, Florida. The Sub-Zero Shootout 2022 on March 4th in Rothschild, Wisconsin. And the Battle for the Sphere on September 22nd in Castle Rock, Colorado. So it's already starting to fill up, gentlemen. BattleTech for 2022, looking pretty good so far. What do you think?
I'm excited. I'm excited about any BattleTech events.
I would ask you when the event in Tampa is, but I could just check the list. I could check the document, find out for myself.
I hear we might even have a tournament coming up at some point. Right,
Soon.
Dustin?
Yes.
Yep. If my playtest is third mission, I will set a date. Well, I'll start looking for a venue and then set a date, but I will set a rough date. And then when I find a dead venue, I will set a real date.
I'm not adding this. You sound so bad.
and you have some good venue options.
I'm never coming to this. These guys don't know what they're doing. But the Tampa Bay one is on February 22nd. So if you're down there at that time, Dustin, I think you should...
Oh, nope, not going to be down there. I already had my Florida vacation this quarter, year. I don't know. I do like 2 a year, kind of. But anyways.
You won't do it for BattleTech? You're terrible.
No. I figured if it overlapped with a visit with the family, I could maybe make a trip down to Tampa. A day trip. It's about a 4-hour drive from my parents' place, but for BattleTech tournament.
Well, I won't add this to the events, but I will be in Charleston, South Carolina at the end of February / early March, that weekend. So if anyone is looking for a game, just email me at the Mechbay podcast at gmail.com and I will get up with you because I'm taking my BattleTech stuff. Alpha Strike Classic, I don't care. I've got a couple days where I just have to sit in a hotel.
Where was this podcast when I had to go visit my in-laws? And I could just announce, hey, I'll be here. If anyone wants to play, I will be happy to leave all these people and meet you somewhere.
Dear world, please roll dice with me. Signed, Josh. But yeah, I figured if I'm going to be traveling, might as well do something I love.
There you go.
But so yeah, like I said, we've got 4 events. Check it out. If you guys have events, send them to us at the Mechbay podcast at gmail.com, and I will add them. I will shout them out. I will do everything in my power to get people rolling dice. So that's pretty much it for the coolant flowing portion of this podcast. Let's take a quick break, see what's coming in on the HBG network, and then we're going to talk about Civil War.
If you're living on the Rock out in the Oberon Confederation, then you may have not heard, but Fortress Miniatures and Games is now carrying Heavy Gear Blitz, so you can get all of your armies, or even a starter box in, and start tearing up the Badlands in your gears. And once you get them, you can start painting them in the new line of Pro Acryl from Monument Hobbies. Brushes, texture paints, and everything else you need to get your hobby progress to the finish line at Fortress Miniatures and Games. And an update from Ares Games and Miniatures. They now have their Premier Attack Dice Brick and Movement Dice Brick now at a permanent 25% off. So if you want a bucket of dice for every laser on your Nova, then these bundles have you covered. And if you need your mechs covered, then they've got a fresh restock of premium Feldherr foam to get your lance to the next contract. And back to the Sphere, we are live on site with Feshner Crack with Solaris 7 News. I'm here reporting on the newest development in the retirement of Jackal Lawrence, former Solaris Assault Weight Champion. As we all remember, last year Jackal, in his modified Cyclops 10Q Bowhammer, took down the reigning champion Matt Balcombe. Let's play that clip again for our listeners. Oh my gosh, this is incredible. Jackal is going in with his signature shotgun volley of 60 SRM missiles. The humanity! And now he's moving for the kill with a pinpoint blast of ER large lasers to the face for the upset of the era! Oh, here he is now. Mr. Jackal, how does it feel to be coming off your latest win in the arena?
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Sir, can you confirm the rumors of you registering as a new mercenary for hire?
That's a great question. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
With the beginning of combat operations to retake conquered Lyran and Draconis worlds, are you worried you'll see deployment against clan warriors?
I'm actually just here so I don't get fined.
Thank you for your time. Jackal Lawrence, everyone. Jackal and Fohammer currently have a recruitment fee of 12.5 million C-bills. Good luck to any mercenary companies wanting to hire the new reigning champion. Now to Kim Galatea with the weather.
All right, and we are back, and we are out of the clan invasion.
Woo, goodbye, clanners. There's no more clanners.
Nope, no more clanners.
No more clanners.
Wait.
What? Wait, we're still fighting them?
Wait, what?
Oh my god. Tukia didn't, completely kill every last clanner?
Aren't we fighting more of them now?
But yeah, so we've passed Tukia. Tukia is over in the Mechbay podcast going slightly chronologically. But we've got some big advancements. Now, the official era of Civil War, quote unquote, starts at 3062, and it goes to 3067. But I personally like to lump everything after Tukia into that, as it's a nice clear cut. It's when Inner Sphere stops being defensive and starts going on the offensive.
That's right.
And if you're old like me, then you might even think that the whole Civil War really started around 3022 when the Federated Commonwealth Alliance document was signed in the first place.
Oh man, we can draw it even earlier.
Can't have no Civil War if it was never civil in the first place.
Ooh. Except it was civil. For a little bit, actually.
Huh.
All right, so like I said, Clan Invasion is where a lot of people, I want to say, started, but mainly from video games. So this is where Mechwarrior 4 and Mech Commander 2 are set in. So
it was an exciting time because, like you said, the clan invasion had started and finished. So there was, a lot of new tech, a lot more balance. So a video game standpoint, it wasn't one side was completely dominating the other. And so it made a good starting point.
Yeah, we were back to the, quote, chaos of the Succession Wars, but with new tech and new mechs, and who doesn't love that?
Yep.
So, Denham, we all know you've been around the block a while, but what's your experience with the clan invasion?
With the clan invasion? I mean, the clan invasion was
Oh, I'm sorry, the Civil
that's
War.
Not what we're talking about. The Civil War, it's almost like, the clans invaded. That was great. We're kind of winding down here, but now we need something to stir the pot again. And what better way to do that than to take the giant alliance that has been around for the last 30 years, 35 years, and just shatter it apart and give everybody a reason to fight. Let's have some more blue on yellow action going on again, since we haven't had that since the third Succession War.
What about you, Dustin? What do you think?
What do I think about the Civil War?
What defines the Civil War era for you?
Oh, yeah, much of what Denham said. It's back to the usual chaos. But I think at the core of it, obviously, is the conflict between the two main players, right? It's brother versus sister.
Yeah, it's Succession War.
Yeah, it's family drama. Yeah, it's not these weirdos from outside coming in. It's not Kerensky drama. It's not people you ain't seen in hundreds of years drama. It's good old family drama.
Yeah, it's Inner Sphere, Game of Thrones, and the clans are the White Walkers.
Yeah.
Oh, and their story goes nowhere, sir.
Now, all that being said, this is lore-wise, and even games that I've played, this is one of my weakest eras. So I'll be asking you guys most of the questions tonight.
Why do you think that is, though?
Because I played through Intro Tech and I moved into the Invasion, and I got so hyped on Ilclan, 2 years ago, because Ilclan has been happening since I started playing the tabletop game. I started playing more Dark Age games and like Shattered Fortress stuff to get prepared for Ill Clan. I kind of jumped the gun. So I have to backfill not just the Jihad, but the Civil War. Now I've used, some stuff from the Civil War, but yeah, I've mostly played Dark Age and Clan Invasion and before.
I mean, I think that's what WizKids wanted anyway, was just delete everything that happened before their Dark Age.
That's
and
right.
Sweep it all under the rug.
Yeah. So
you're like the kids who watched episodes 1, 2, and 3 of Star Wars before the real first.
That kid.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. So,
yep,
you're one of them.
I am.
This is one that I probably spent the most time in digitally as a kid.
Yep.
And the least time on the table, which is a weird juxtaposition.
Ah, yeah.
But it makes sense because the video games and, when I was in the phase where I was playing the video games, I had very few people to play actual BattleTech on the tabletop with. So all my energies got put into there, and they had some good ones.
They did. It's like kind of the golden, I think nobody would argue that it was like the golden period of BattleTech video games. I mean, FASA was like at its zenith, right?
And Mech Commander 2, and then the Mechwarrior 3 and 4 series. Yeah. It was so good. So good.
Why, FASA? Why did you have to fall apart? You could have had it all in one place.
That's a topic for a different podcast.
I know.
But yeah, so
too many wounds to open.
I will say, for anyone that's yelling at their audio player right now, Mechwarrior Online moved to Civil War, so it's not like it doesn't exist anywhere in modern BattleTech.
Oh no, but until MWO came out, and then subsequently, eventually, MechWarrior 5, there was a long period of time where there were no BattleTech video games.
MechWarrior Online has moved to the Civil War?
In 2017, there was the Civil War game update.
Yes.
So
where's my Chimera PGI?
Yeah, no.
Did they add any of the guns?
Oh yeah, no. We'll get to that.
What?
Yeah.
I started playing after 2017.
They even got racks.
Oh, I guess that is okay. I take it back. You're right.
Without the Civil War Renaissance, we don't get a lot of the things that exist later that we like.
I know I joked about it before, but I really was happy to see 5 colors on the Inner Sphere map again. I was not happy to have the big, huge FedCom. Yeah, the big, huge 1-color FedCom taking up half the map. I like all 5 colors.
I was going to say the way Kerensky intended, but he didn't actually.
No.
That's my essentially reason of why I think Civil War is a fun era to play on the table, especially if you get down to like years and then even deeper, like months and dates, because you have new tech coming out. Like
you got the Bushwhacker.
You've got the Bushwhacker and the Razorback and all of these like iconic mechs.
And Justin, they absolutely have Bushwhacker in MWO.
Oh, I know. They do. You're right.
So
is that a FedCom mech? I guess it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Came out in the cartoon.
There you go. Oh, it did? That was when they premiered? Huh.
That's the first time I saw one.
Okay. Anyways, let's not get too far in the woods.
I'd say the big historical points of Civil War that I feel like everyone knows they skip over because it's in the weird post-Clan Invasion, which takes up a lot of brain cells, and then Jihad, which just everyone either wants to ignore and move on or don't want to acknowledge at all. So it's in the weird like brain memory, like lore perspective. But yeah, so I'd say, of course, the biggest point of the Civil War era is that there is a civil war. Har. But we have a few things. So like I said, the clans get kicked off of Tukid and have to essentially run back to clan space with their wolf tails and, bear tails and bird tails tucked between their legs. At least the ones that are left, I should say. Unfortunately, we get some drama. Comstar tries to shake off all the religious dogma and say, hey,
take that Primus.
Yeah, Jerome Blake, he was actually wanting to do secular stuff, and after killing Primus,
get blasted.
Things don't go well, and they essentially fracture, and you have the Word of Blake, which is all the religious ones, and Comstar, which is all the secular ones, with a few sleeper agents and other Word of Blake people that are there to see what they can do. I don't want to say fighting, because it wasn't true bloody fighting until
it was like an internet Cold War.
It was a Cold War, but it was more like, hey, all of our armed forces are on Tukid, and all of our administrative people are on Terra. So that's more of how it worked. Everyone was in a place that they could hang out with their friends. And like I said, most of the secular ones were fighting, and the ones that were more religious, they just left. They just left Tukid. They took their mechs and they went back to wherever they wanted to go.
Yep.
And the administrative, I mean, there are guards on Terra. You can just walk off.
They went to the Free Worlds League, right?
Yeah, so the Word of Blake later seizes Terra, but that's not for a couple of years. Yeah, so most of the Blakeists, they shuffle on to the Free Worlds League. Yeah, but the Blakeists capture Terra in 3058. So everyone who's on Terra is considered a Blakeist, and every person that still is allied to secular Comstar is on Tukid, the new base. But current Comstar focus is not on Terra. It's still on the clans because they think the clans are going to come back any day. Does that happen? Yes, it does. The big points of post-Civil War is Comstar splits. The religious faction goes to the Free Worlds League and then decides, you know what? This isn't fun. We don't like hanging out in the Free World League just like the Free Worlds League people. So they take Terra, and all of the secular pieces of Comstar are hanging out on Tukid because, well, they're still waiting to get picked up and go back home. And they might as well just stay there, essentially. Pretty much at the same time, Clan Wolf is fighting Jade Falcons because Jade Falcons are mad that they all lost to Tukid.
Get used to it.
Oh.
Well, a Tukid line only meant that they weren't allowed to move forward. They were still allowed to move side to side, and Falcons did. Unfortunately, there's some wolf stuff over there, so it got them fighting.
Yeah.
And then what was it? The other clans that felt that the original 4 showed weakness by getting stopped, so they decided to come in. So instead of just Wolf, Smoke Jaguar, Ghost Bear, and Jade Falcons, we ended up also having Nova Cat, Steel Viper to begin with, and then soon after Hell's Horses and Snow Ravens.
Sounds about right.
Diamond Shark, of course. Diamond Shark was in there. So we actually ended up with more clans coming down the pipe.
Everyone loves it. Good news, Star League's back.
Yeah. Although that's a little bit later, right? Was it that
Second Star League, 3058.
Who was the first Star Lord?
Liao.
Oh wait, that's right. That's why I missed it. I'm thinking Theodore Karita. He was the second one, and he came out in 3061. So yes, you're right. 3058 was Sun Tzu Liao.
Yep. So he leads the second Star League as, quote, the person that everyone hates the most, but also they hate someone else a little bit more.
He was the best choice for the first Star-Lord.
Everyone hates him, but they all hate someone else more.
Yep.
Which is perfect. You put him in management, people. So, second Star League's back, which the clans, I always loved it because the clans really wanted that. Like, it was their dream. They cause it, and it's beautiful irony.
It is, and there's a lot of things in the Jihad that point back to that, but that's much further.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you're right. You're right. Of course, the Star League started in 3058 because 3059 is their first order of business was to make an example. They figured that many clans was too much. Yeah. So we need to get rid of one of them.
It's Operation Bulldog, right?
That is Operation Bulldog.
The less known
Operation Bulldog was just a cover, basically. It was a distraction to cover for the Task Force Serpent.
Yes, but I always like to go to Operation Bird Dog first.
Okay.
If you're doing it right, it goes Bird Dog, Bulldog, Serpent. But Bird Dog is like we're dropping special ops forces onto Clan Smoke Jaguar worlds to like cause havoc and prepare for the landing because it still takes like a year to get from the Inner Sphere
they're out there
to the clans. And
well, the Operation Bulldog was all in the Inner Sphere. Like Operation Bulldog was just getting Smoke Jaguar taken planets back from Smoke Jaguar. Task Force Serpent was the only one that went to the clan homeworlds.
Bird Dog is you send in the special forces. Bulldog is, all right, here comes the army. Bulldog and Bird Dog are great for if you ever want to do a narrative campaign and the clans aren't the attacker, the inner sphere is the attacker. That's the best one. Bird Dog, if you want to do the behind enemy lines, like, I don't want to say Saving Private Ryan, but something that is you are deep behind enemy lines and there is no one coming to rescue you for another month or two. And Bulldog for the we are sieging the planet. It is kill or be killed. That's the big pre-Civil War, quote unquote, action for me. Now,
yeah, and it's a big deal lore-wise because Victor Steiner Davian is the deputy of Operation Bulldog. So he's a big deal, which means that he is not hanging around the Federated Commonwealth.
Yep, he is now Precenter Marshal.
And that's when his sister Catherine decides to make her move.
I'm sorry, sir. You have to use all 4 names on this podcast? That is Archon Catherine Morgan Steiner Davian to you,
Archon
sir.
Catherine Morgan. Unless you're one of her friends, in which case it's
Crazy Cat.
Archon Katrina Morgan Steiner Davian. Because she takes her grandmother's name in order to increase her popularity with the Steiner side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Classic.
the only problem is you can't have 2 Davions with 4 names. Because that's too many Davian names. Bad things happen. But yes, while Ian is off kicking clan butts in the clan homeworlds, Catherine is off, doing empire building and trying to run the show. P.S. doesn't work out.
Well, yeah, Victor, I'm not going to go through all the names, leaves his sister Yvonne in charge of New Avalon.
Mm.
And, of course, she gets overwhelmed because she's young and she doesn't have all that. So she actually invites her sister, Catherine, to New Avalon and abdicates the regency to her. Just handing Catherine the keys to the other half of the realm.
I mean, is it the worst thing to do? No. When you're like, hey, you have ruling experience and I'm currently being pressured that I'm not doing enough. Can you just take this off my hands?
Hey, at the time, Victor even said, yeah, that's a great idea because he didn't know how crazy his sister was either.
Yeah. So how does it go wrong, Denham?
Well, Catherine, Victor, Yvonne, and Peter are all siblings, and somebody murders their mother.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, 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 and hence the mystery. Nobody knows who did it or why, but the 2 people that gain the most from it
whodunit
are Victor and Catherine. So Catherine's people blame it all on Victor, and Victor's people blame it all on Catherine. And then a big war starts because of he said, she said.
Everyone loves it, right?
Everyone loves it. Yeah. Yeah. Especially the assassin who kills Melissa Steiner Davian, gets captured, gets tortured, doesn't get killed, but instead is assigned a job to kill the person that hired him to kill her. And then, of course, he does that and escapes and goes on to kill 3 or 4 more people.
What?
Oh, boy. I just love killing.
It goes on for a while. This guy goes in the books and he comes up, he has, I think, 8 or 9 different names he uses throughout the books. And they don't always tell you that it's him until several books later.
Wow.
So you're just like, oh, this was the same guy, of course.
Mm.
It's actually a lot of fun.
But yes, so and this is essentially how we get some hot Lyran on Davian action in our battle mechs.
Brother versus brother, cousin versus cousin.
Yeah, no, this is really like RCT versus the same RCT. Like planetary militia versus the people that are there hanging out.
Okay, so you said RCT. RCTs are a thing again.
Mm-hmm.
They used to be a thing back in the olden days, and then the Succession Wars. RCTs are regimental combat
teams.
Yeah.
So they've got, like a regiment of battle mechs, 3 to 5 regiments of vehicles, 5 regiments of infantry, and all the things that support it. And they're designed to work together. So you've got, between 108 and 180 mechs per RCT, and each major faction has up to dozens of these RCTs running around. You have literally thousands of mechs in battles. In the Succession Wars, you didn't have that. You only had, if you were lucky, it was a company on company. The really big battles could have been up to a battalion. But the Civil War introduces large numbers of battle mechs. And of course, everyone loves it when the Dark Age comes by and the planet of Northwind has 2 battle mechs. That's it. The entire planet has 2 battle mechs. So big difference. So if you like a lot of mechs and battles that have a lot of mechs, the Civil War, definitely your flavor.
Never thought of it that way. But yeah, the factories are all back up and running. They were making machines of war to get rid of the clans, but actually they're just going to turn them on each other.
Yeah.
Good old fun.
But yeah, so like I said, Katrina, Morgan, Steiner, Davian goes back to the Lyran side, and Victor, Ian, Steiner, Davian, he goes to this Davian area, and like I said, he still is running his round as pre-center marshal, and unfortunately that causes more drama because you're running a independent, semi-religious combat army.
Right. Catherine, not Katrina, only her friends call her Katrina.
Did I mess it up?
No, I mean, she demanded it so many times. It's interchangeable right now. In this era, she expected him to make a play for the throne when he got back from Operation Bulldog, and he didn't. Instead, he said, "Oh, that's fine. You can have it. I'm going to become the new presenter marshal, and I have no interest in that." To which she thinks is a plot, and she,
But really, he just wanted to marry his hot, girlfriend.
Exactly. That's all he wanted to do was just retire, have some kids.
I've read not the whole Grave Covenant, but a little bit of it. And whatever. This isn't book club, so.
Yeah, we're touching on more lore than I ever wanted to, but I feel like it's just so necessary for Civil War because it's like, why are they all fighting in Succession Wars? Because that's what they do. Why are they fighting in the clan invasion? Because they're being invaded by clans. Why are they fighting in Civil War? So actually, this person married this person, and this mech factory owed allegiance to that person. And it's a completely different. So this is very much more, like you said, Game of Thrones combat in space. But yeah.
I mean, it was so popular that they made a board game called The Succession Wars.
But they didn't make one for Civil War, which is disappointing.
It's just an extension. It's like the expansion pack.
Yeah. Civil War is just Succession War 2.0, but
5.0 because Succession War, the 4th Succession War.
Got me.
Not only has this been done before, it's been done 4 times before.
But yeah, so the problem with the Civil War is, or I guess you could say the good thing about Civil War is the combat is everywhere because, well, the Lyrans are everywhere and the Davians are everywhere. And where there's both of them, there's now fighting because they both hate each other.
The houses that are not involved in the Civil War take advantage of that. They're like, now I can go retake this territory that was taken by this giant alliance that we couldn't do anything against.
Decades ago, yeah.
So now you've got everybody fighting everybody, and everybody loves it.
There's no more status quo. And
that's right.
This is around the time when the aptly named Chaos March comes into existence. So you get your regions and small states of independent worlds just because everyone's fighting everyone. No one has time to check the books of who belongs to who.
That's right. In fact, they don't even know. It could have changed. I think one of the planets actually had coins that had Katrina on one side and Vaughn or whoever was in charge on the other side. So it was they just flipped the coin over.
I like that. But so that is essentially what happens for the entirety of the Civil War era. We've got a little bit of clan action. Clan Ghost Bear starts fighting the Draconis Combine. And, of course, like I said, the Word of Lake starts, doing fun things and doing some more free world hanging out because, that's not going to turn into anything at all. No, never.
I think Nova Cat replaces Smoke Jaguar in their corridor, but they form an alliance with Draconis Combine.
Yeah.
Instead of fighting them.
Yeah, it gets weird. But
that's why I have Nova Cat Omnimex painted up as First Sword of Light for my Dark Age boys.
That is true. That's where my Sword of Light also got their clan mechs from. You were correct. Hell's Horses comes in and steals a lot of territory until the clans notice they're there, and then they just put a stop to that real fast.
What are you doing here? Get out!
Shoo.
Yeah, so that's pretty much enough for a lore dump in my brain. Does anyone have any questions?
How do I get MechWarrior 4 to run on my PC?
I already gave you an answer to that, Dustin.
I know.
Get an older computer.
So how does it end, Josh?
Oh, I honestly don't know.
You don't know?
I mean,
like for real?
I don't. I've never finished the Civil War.
I know that Victor is around for a lot longer.
Exactly.
And I don't know what happened to Katrina, so maybe she died.
She did not die. No.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, she like goes off and do pirate bandit stuff because
she
crazy.
Got part when she got part of the whole deal because she lost. Like that's how it ends. She lost.
She loses.
Yeah. Victor invades Tharkad and he wins and she surrenders.
Oh my god, I played that. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So do you know what he did with her?
No. I mean,
he delivers her to the Khan of Clan Wolf.
Oh,
not
is it still Vlad?
No. Yes, it is. Yeah,
okay.
Delivers her to Vlad because they had like some relationship at some point when
oh god, that's in Grave Covenant too, isn't it?
Yes.
Ugh, gross.
Not when I say relationship, I don't mean like they got together. Like me
and this Archon, we got this
ran into each other. Yeah. It was more like a relationship of respect.
Yeah.
But she got delivered to him and basically banished from the inner sphere. I don't really know what happened after that. I haven't caught up on that. So she went away, and then Victor still didn't want to take charge. So you know who became the new Archon of Tharkad? Mr. Information is Ammunition himself, Adam Steiner from the cartoon.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh no.
Yep, he became the Archon of Tharkad.
There you go.
Yep, he was in charge of the Steiner for a bit. For how long? You'll have to read about the Jihad to find out what happened after.
Oh, well, yeah, that's a good synopsis. I look forward to reading about it in detail. I'm sure I'll get to all those books in book club, but let's talk about the goods when it comes to tabletop, right?
Yeah. So this is why we're actually here, not the lore, because screw that. It's just the needle to get the tech into our bloodstream.
It's the ugly intellectual property appendage of the tabletop war game.
So what does this Civil War mean for us as war gamers?
Oh man, we get a
new techs.
I'm not going to rhyme the last one, but oh man. So let's start with the first one. We get the LBXs for the rest of the family. We get the LB2s, we get the LB5s, and we get the LB20s.
I heard you like AC2s, so I gave you 2 pellets in double the range.
We cut the pellet in half.
Yeah, we cut
to save weight for the gun. Why? I mean, it's nice that we have the option now. So now the Civil War really kind of takes away all the building restrictions that the clan invasion had kind of thrown in.
Well, the clan equipment is still, of course, always better in this era.
Yeah,
but at least we have semi-equivalent tech.
Yes. Do we get light engines?
Yes, we do. We get light engine.
Why do you skip ahead? Why does he do this?
I don't know.
I'm not physically looking at it. All right.
Dustin is reading the notes for the first time.
No.
Hey, I said I would be asking the question. All right.
I linked this handy dandy chart for you in the chat.
Oh, we get the other LBX cannons. All right, I'm looking now, so we get the rest of the Streak SRM family for the inner sphere.
We haven't gotten there either. We're starting ultra autocannons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have ultra versions of all of our favorite autocannons. That's right, Ultra 2s, Ultra 10s, and Ultra AC 20s. Because if you like 2 times the pellets, now you get 2 times the shots. These are, I want to say, critical to bringing autocannons back up to primary weapons with the introduction of clan lasers. No,
yeah, we're not talking about how they work yet, right?
No, we're just
okay.
Is this necessary? Okay. Yes.
Okay. Yes. We're just talking about they exist. Yes. Let's not go into the hows and whys yet. We'll save that for a different thing, because man, do I have some opinions.
We'll save that for
Let's save that.
The tech-isode.
But we got extended range small lasers and extended range medium lasers. So
Yay!
we took that ER large tech and we made it smaller.
In shorter
And
range.
shorter range, but longer range. We've got the Streak SRM4 and the Streak SRM6. I don't actually use these very much. Like, I think these are just rarer, more difficult because they're so heavy. But that's enough of that. Unless you have a quick opinion.
No quick opinions. All my opinions are going to be a long
and dirty
journey.
opinion. We get the light Gauss rifle. We get the heavy Gauss rifle.
Options are good.
Options are good. Do you want less weight and greater range and less damage? Or do you want big boy, big nickel balls?
I just used a Thunderbolt with a light Gauss on Tuesday, or played against it. That light Gauss is nice. I have never played against one before. I like it.
Yeah, my favorite variant of the ShadowHawk sports the light Gauss.
Yeah.
It's nice.
I'm a fan.
It's nice.
All right, Justin.
8 damage.
What do you think, though, of the rotary? This is a brand new weapon. This is the first of the brand new tech.
Yep.
The rotary autocannon.
So my hot take on the racks is that they're kind of boring because everybody shoots them at what, 5?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, it has options, but nobody uses them.
You can go up to 6, but they don't.
Yeah, everybody does 5.
It's
so cool.
It's because
5,
the roll is worse.
The roll is,
yeah, the more bullets, the better the chance of.
But unlike Ultras, you can unjam it.
But who's got time to read that part of the Battle Mech manual?
Me. I have read the entire Battle Mech manual. Every single word.
I've never jammed my rack, so that's why I don't know the rule.
I think the problem is the miniatures, they don't have the barrels like pinned so you can spin them. I think that's why people don't use them. Because if it made like a clicking noise, like a Top/Fanatics trading card and the spokes of your bike wheel, just like I think people would be way more into rotaries. But
when did the Legionnaire come out? Because that's just a rack on legs, and a rack 5 on legs, right?
It really is a rack 5 punching bot. Kurt has one of them.
The Legionnaire 3073.
Oh, so it's not now. Yeah. Forget I said it.
Doesn't exist yet.
Now we do get the Lyran version, the Blitzkrieg, but that's an ultra auto cannon, so it's not the same.
With the UAC 20 on legs.
Yeah, that's the UAC 20 on legs, and Lyran's like big gun. Tavian's like a lot of little gun.
Yeah, we heard you like what's that fast wheeled Hetzer? I heard you like the Hetzer, so we taped 2 of them together.
We got light and heavy machine guns, sir.
Oh yeah.
So do you like range? What is it, 2? And do you like range 4?
Well, we got guns for you.
Yeah.
And the optional rules to tie them together so you don't have to fire them as a single unit.
Yeah, but don't they come out with the array later? This is 2 meta rules stuff.
Oh yeah. We'll go into it later.
Don't. Yeah.
Machine gun array 3068. 1 year off.
Yeah.
Oh well.
How dare you, sir? This is 3067. All right, we've got another piece of brand new technology: the medium range missile. We've had our short missiles. We've had our long missiles. Now you can try our all-new medium-range missile.
Guaranteed to miss.
10, 20, 30, and 40.
Take the brain out and make the missile smaller so you can just fire more of them.
Exactly.
Yeah. MRM missiles produce lots of feelings for me. They're very bad.
You have so many opinions on the MRM.
No, I love them. They're bad. I love them. It's like the AC2. I just collect the bad guns and put them on my mechs.
Unlike the AC2, I will actually use an MRM.
Oh.
I will.
Yeah.
I like them for the sense that you can fire more, and more is always better. But yeah, the +1 to hit is the downside.
Wait a second. I don't have 40 on my cluster table. What are you talking about,
Yeah.
Willis?
Oh, it's in the back of the
I know.
Total Warfare now. Yeah. I mean, that's why they put it there.
I had to,
for that.
yeah. And then the MMLs, but never mind.
He does this on purpose.
That weird 7, 3.
Where's Josh? Or is Dustin's mute button?
It's down there.
Just need a
I
beeper.
have permissions to mute him.
Beep.
But next we have the light and heavy PPC, because every other weapon has a different variation now, and the PPC was feeling a little unloved.
I think doesn't the PPC have the most variants? You got your PPC, your ER PPC, your light PPC, your heavy PPC. I guess the snubs aren't out yet.
Snubs come out now.
They do?
Yes.
And you got your snub nose PPC.
Do you also have the capacitor?
I don't
I think
believe
that's
so.
later. Okay. Is the snub the one with the short range bracket of 9?
Yes.
The snub is the one whose damage increases the closer you are.
Oh,
to it,
okay.
right?
It's the heavy PPC that has. Which is the one that has a short range of 9? Because that's the
snub. That is the snub. Snub is 1 through 9.
The snub. It's bonk. I love
it.
The
It
snub.
is only short range.
Yeah.
I mean, it has medium and long. It just doesn't have a proportional. But yes.
Yeah, it's like 15, 10, and 5 or whatever.
But yes, the PPC gets a lot of love in this era. I don't know why. It's like people like PPCs or something.
PPCs are cool.
They want to shoot big lightning and little lightning, and extended range lightning.
Yeah.
Which, for some odd reason, the longer the range, the less the minimum range. So, yay.
Yep.
But yes, then they take the PPC and make PPC shorter with the snub nose PPC, which is, like I said, all short range.
Yeah.
Which is good, because then you're not having to worry about which bracket you're in. You just
the snub nose, so bonkers. I love it so much. Anyways,
so what else we get
for the inner sphere? We've got the light engine, which you touched on this, Dustin.
I did. I love the light engine.
Yep.
Now
75% of the weight, but it takes up the same slots as a Clan XL engine.
I just love that you don't lose your inner sphere chassis to, losing a side torso anymore. It's great.
It's lighter than a standard, heavier than an XL, and it only occupies 2 critical slots in each side. So it's the perfect marriage of Clan tech and inner sphere tech.
Yep. It's the inner sphere attempt, I guess, at perfection that is the Clan XL. But
you don't need all the weight savings and crit savings, but you also don't want to spend all the money.
No, it's a great compromise on the tabletop.
Do most of us use light engine mechs? Because I know I don't.
I used my first one on Tuesday.
Oh gosh.
I use them. I look for them. I hate Clan XL engines, and I love chassis that are running the light.
Yeah.
I think the Chimera runs a light. Now I have to look.
Yeah, it's just not in most mech variants that I'm using. Like, it is in new ones, like it is in Archers and Griffins and ShadowHawks and Thunderbolts. It's just not in variants I use.
The Chimera runs an XL. Never mind.
Oh.
It's a little medium that could.
He never checks his sources.
Never.
We also have light ferrofibrous armor. So, kind of going with the same concept as the light engine. You don't want all of the benefits because you don't want all of the drawbacks. So it takes up 7 critical slots, but with less weight savings. So somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have stealth armor now, boys.
Stealth armor is cool. Yeah. I've
like
used
that.
it a couple times. Yeah. The Anubis. I know we've both used the Anubis.
Mm-hmm.
Big fan of the Anubis.
Yep.
But yeah, that takes up critical slots and has to be operated with an ECM suite. So we finally have a reason besides, shutting down streaks to take ECM.
Produces heat too.
It produces 10 heat.
10 heat, yeah.
And gives +2 and +4. So I like running it. It's one of those weird, okay, is it better to run that? Or is it better to just get more mod or run behind a tree? It's not a always right answer kind of tech.
I think Kurt's Dragon needs to have that and then shut it off at short range.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he needed, for sure.
And we get targeting computers for Inner Sphere because they were all good little boys, and Sarna Claus brought them bigger computers.
And, don't those autocannons get new ammo?
Yeah, so we have brand new ammunition too. We have
precision turns the AC2 into even more of a beast. That's right.
Now, these ammos are not compatible with, like, they're compatible with the base autocannons.
Yes. So the best way to make your old technology, viable is to make special ammunition to make it comparable to the new tech.
It's a good, there's absolutely no reason at this point on the tabletop to take an autocannon because there are just objectively superior versions everywhere.
Besides cheaper. The only reason is if you're running a campaign and you can't afford it.
True.
But
however, the new ammos make them slightly relevant again, which is nice.
Precision is, to me, the ballistic answer to tag, and narc and armor piercing is just like its own new beast, where if you're willing to shoot a big enough round and you can roll crits, you can do good with armor piercing.
Doesn't precision subtract your movement modifiers?
Yes.
So like it.
If you're not generating a TMM, it's not like a pulse laser. It's not a flat -2. It only takes 2 off of the TMM.
So it really helps against dashers and other incredibly fast XL powered mechs.
Yep.
They've learned how to put tracer rounds with the autocannon.
I know. High tech right there.
Guys, come on. This is obvious. But yeah, so those are the new ones. I'm pretty sure we have Swarm LRMs at this time.
Swarm LRMs, were they the ones that attack other targets that are within, like if you shoot at a target and it has other enemies near him or other mechs near him and it misses, it'll then spread out to hit those?
Something like, I've never used them.
Because if so, those came out with the Helm Core. Those have been out for a while. But also I think they may have disappeared because I couldn't find them in my Battle Mech manual.
They were like an old school pre-Star League tech. And then the clans had them, didn't use them because, who needs them? And then they came back.
I think semi-guided was way better anyway.
Yeah. I'll find this. I do know they were in Mech Commander 2.
Yeah.
Which is Civil War era, so.
I love that game.
I've used semi-guided. You have to do like BV calculation.
I said Swarm, sir. I said Swarm.
Swarm? Oh, I've never used Swarm.
There you go. We got a lot of alternate ammunitions, as they are called.
Yes.
This is the era where if you want to super customize what ammo is in your guns, this is the one you get to do it in.
And you know me, I love options. I really do.
I hate to admit it, but we get some technology, some bigger advanced computers, which I think changed the game, and I think is one of the reasons why a lot of people don't like Civil War / Jihad.
Or it's why a lot of people do like it.
Or it's why a lot of people do it. And that is C3. So,
and Josh, what is C3?
C3 is the computer that lets your lance of mechs essentially shoot in one bracket. They pick one mech as the lance, and that mech is the measure all range from me people.
I just imagine some scientists sitting around. It's like, all right, guys, what if we used telemetry, but we gave it to other mechs?
What if my targeting computer broadcasted to all of my other mechs?
Well, see, you're talking about scientists in game. I'm talking about the people in the design board room of them going, hey guys, what if we let all the intersphere mechs just use the range of the closest mech? Do you think we can get away with that?
Now, Denham, have you played a game with C3? Because
I have definitely played C3.
I'm not like, I know you have to do even more math. I mean, I can add a list together. I can add numbers together until I get to, like 5,000 or 7.5 or whatever. But extra math, that's tough. That's hard.
Yeah. But when I did, it was back in the days of BV1, which was a terribly broken system. So
in the days of negative battle value for like flamethrowers and stuff.
It's
right?
it's like THACO for BattleTech.
We get intersphere warships because everyone wanted some naval combat. Who wrote this down? This is a BattleTech podcast, sir.
But I wrote that down because
here.
Because they do.
They do.
Yeah, they didn't have warships, right?
They didn't have any that magically they found some, but no, in general, the Intersphere did not have warships.
No, but
then they seemed to build a lot of them really fast.
The problem is that you can't invade the clans without warships. You can't just take your dropships and say, "Hey, is it cool if I like annihilate your planet and your entire culture and everything?" And they're like, "Yeah, we'll grant you safe passage down to the ground." And we'll like, "No. Let's back it up." Somebody somewhere was like, "Guys, we can't do that.
We can't do.
We need air superiority."
I really do like, though, that in the lore they did have warships do missed jumps trying to jump into pirate points and just disappear.
Poof.
Like that's how that battle went. Warship never popped in.
Bye.
Yeah, there's a few battles, but not too much. Maybe more. Hey, we're not going to fully commit because then we could lose.
Yeah, you don't want to lose that thing.
Exactly. So no giant warship battles yet. We do get them. They're coming soon.
Yep.
Soon.
Inner Sphere gets battle armor.
Lots of it.
I guess they had battle armor since Tukiyat, but they have new battle armor like Infiltrator and Sloth and.
Nope, they already had Sloth. They already had Infiltrators.
Oh, I thought you said this started at 3052 for you.
I mean, I will say that the Inner Sphere gets the rest of its common battle armor in this time.
But then it also needs something to carry those battle armor in, so it gets Inner Sphere Omnis.
What?
Was that?
No, maybe? I don't know. Yes. The Inner Sphere finally develops Omni-Mechs. They stopped looking, or they started looking across the expanse and saw, hey, battle armor riding mechs, that kind of works out well against us. What if we did it ourselves? We get the Owens. We get the Inner Sphere Blackhawk. We get the Firestarter. We get the Avatar. And we get the one...
Come on, there's a blackjack, right?
We get the Raptor. Sunder. Yes, and the Sunder.
The Sunder and Avatar are the only ones I've ever used.
I have never put an IS Omni on the table.
Yeah, so those are I want to say, the main ones that people are using. We have the Templar, which gets known, I want to say, later. Those are the Inner Sphere Omnis. And I think the fact that not many of us, could list them is kind of the note for how much we love them.
They're not very good.
Yeah,
we get the Hopman. We get the Hopman, which is an Omni.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That is a good mech. It's a weird looking mech. That's the one with the cigar, right?
Yeah, it's got the small laser in his head.
I would have thought Justin would know this, but we also get the Blackjack Omni.
He did. He said that a little bit ago.
I said that like 6 times. I feel so betrayed.
Maybe
I heard you, Dustin.
But yeah, so, like I said, we get Inner Sphere Omnis. They are definitely experiments.
Yeah.
The Strider, that was the one I was thinking of. Most of them are just, chassis with legs and handholds.
Yeah, a literal battle armor delivery system, and that's it.
But yeah, so, like I said, the Inner Sphere Omni-Mechs, they are definitely made for the purpose of transporting battle armor first and foremost, and essentially doing what the clans did, which was simplifying logistics lines while they invaded the clan homeworlds.
Yeah.
Like, those were the 2 things on the whiteboard that day when they said, hey, we're invading the clans, and it's a year-long, travel with battles in between. We can only take X parts and X ammo. And they're like, What if we make all the mechs interchangeable? And our infantry can ride on them now. And someone got promoted, people. Someone got that new hover car. But yes, that's pretty much it for Inner Sphere. Like I said, we get a lot of new technology, and it's weird going through all of it because when you look backward and forward, you'd think all of it already was there.
No, this is new.
No. Clans get.
How about the clans?
Clans get some stuff. They get, I don't know, like heavy lasers or something. No, clans already got their Christmas. That was like 2 years ago.
No, they get Christmas from their mom.
Oh, from their Iron Moon.
Yeah, they get heavy lasers.
If you are getting Christmas presents from your mom in Clan Society, you are the bad child. Yeah. But yeah, we get new battle armor, which they all love. All the clans start kind of specializing because the elemental worked, but why don't I make it my own?
But the gnome battle armor is probably arguably the best of all of those.
Why is that the best?
It has all the weapons. It's as heavily armed as some light mechs.
I mean,
but you get 5 of them.
Yeah, that is I don't want to say the second elemental because, well, we actually get that too.
Yeah. They get heavy lasers, micro lasers, ATMs, which I really like. I'm a big fan of ATMs.
I always think the ATM comes out later than it does, but...
Have you ever done 50-something damage in a turn, son?
Would you like to?
Would you like to? Ooh, the ATM.
Yeah, the ATM is one of those things.
It does more than spits out cash.
Yeah.
It spits out 3 damage rounds, which makes all of the tech advances in the inner sphere seem insignificant again.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can really Shrek some mechs. Cluster groups of 5, though.
There's the Shadowcat variant that uses ATMs.
Mm-hmm.
Really? The ATM is cluster groups of 5? Not like an SR?
Nope.
Well, I've been doing that wrong all this time. Oh, wait, that was Alpha Strike. Never mind. It doesn't count.
Yeah. It's weird, too, because you add it all together, and then you start divvying it up into 5s.
Ah.
It's weird. Machine guns. Big machine guns. Little machine guns.
What came first, the clan or the inner sphere one? Pop quiz.
I'm going to say clan.
Ooh.
They're always on the cutting edge.
If it's pop quiz, you should know the answer, right?
Oh, it's pop quiz, not pop grading, sir. Heavy machine gun. Clan Smoke Jaguar.
Of course, it's my clan.
My boys.
But yes.
You know what else? Clan Smoke Jaguar came up with that everyone loves? Do you know, Dustin?
The Direwolf?
Protomechs. Smoke Jaguar has designed and developed the Protomechs.
That's true, because they don't have no mechs left over.
Ha 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 ha! They took all their aerospace fighters, and they're like pilot this instead, and they did.
And then die shortly afterwards.
Well, because they had that enhanced imaging stuff that just fries your brain after 3 years. It's a suicide mission, but they all loved it.
It's a rough couple of years for them. It's a rough era.
Go out in glory. They're Viking,
But yeah, so yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Like I said, the clans don't get as much, but...
I've also never played with Protomechs.
I've never played with Protomechs. Well, I played Mechwarrior, like campaign RPG campaigns that had Protomechs in them, but I've never just run them as part of my force on CBT game.
Yeah.
I think that's the issue with Protomechs is they're the weird hybrid, but not any of the benefits of any of the rest of the tech. Like they do get their own like autocannon sizes and stuff, but other than that, it's
packs, right?
Yeah. It was definitely fun to introduce them in a story setting, but I don't know if I would just add them to any of my forces.
Yeah. So now that we talked about the tech, does anyone have a favorite mech of the Civil War?
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, I've been talking about the Chimera the whole time, so if I had more time to look, I could probably come up with something different, but no, I really like my Chimera. It's not a good mech, but I still like it.
Because of C3, I was all about building lances that work together in this era. So maybe we'll do a podcast.
You had one earlier. You said that was just a game, or that was just a mech that had MRMs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Nodachi. I don't know if the Nodachi was a Civil War era mech, but I really like that mech. But yeah, like maybe we'll do another design your mech, but do it instead of just one mech, do a lance of mechs that work together.
Yeah. Nodachi's 3058. I mean.
Yep. Okay.
There you go.
I'll choose that one.
It's technically Clan Invasion, but we here call everything post to kid.
Yep. I'm gonna call the Nodachi then.
Podcast.
How about you, Josh? Any favorites?
It's between the Anubis and the Bushwhacker. If you had to like the poster boy of the Civil War, it would be the Bushwhacker.
The Bushwhacker, right? But the Anubis is a better mech.
The Anubis is a better mech. The Anubis also gets a lot more love as time goes on. Like I say that as like 3 variants or something is like a lot of love, but
There's some problems with the Bushwhacker that I think could have easily been fixed, but it looks like an Apache with legs, and I love that.
It's a literally walking problem. They had problems getting the legs to work right. That's the whole point.
Have you ever put a metal one together?
I have not. There's a reason
I've
why.
put two together, and getting those legs on is a problem.
Sir, I've put three legs on one mech. It was not happy to see me.
I've put the Bushwhacker on the table. I like it.
I have also.
It's at ER large and that LB10. It's nice.
So yeah,
there's other accoutrements. But
so see, everyone deep down likes the Civil War era. They just don't know it's the Civil War era. That's the problem.
I never said I didn't like it.
No, but
I just haven't played it a ton.
If you like drama, you'll love the Civil War era.
So I think that pretty much wraps it up. We got our lore out. We got our tech out. We got our mechs out. It was a lot of tech. Honestly, it felt like more than we covered in the Clan Invasion Hell Memory Core era. Just because I think a lot of things split off into like a big size and a small size.
Yeah, lots of filling out the variations of stuff.
Do you have any thoughts on closing out the Civil War before we start delving into all these lovely new things?
I mean, I could just touch on it again. If you like large armies of battle mechs, this is your era.
Whether they be fighting the clans or fighting...
Yeah, just fighting mechs, hundreds of them at a time.
It doesn't matter. They're fighting someone. That's the whole point.
This is what Alpha Strike was designed for, was this era.
That's probably a good selling point. That if you want to fully represent anything in the Civil War era, Alpha Strike is the way to do it. Because you've got tons of vehicles, tons of, aerospace and support vehicles and infantry and mechs, and just
role-playing wise. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just going to say, and tons of it going against on actual battlefields spread across the planet, like huge distances of battle.
Yeah, and if you like role-playing, it's also a great entryway for that because of all the special forces units, all the really cool, the Kage battle armor, the
Kage,
yeah, you can get all kinds of really nice infiltration mission type of scenarios going that matter in the game universe.
You know what? I forgot my favorite part about Civil War this whole time. We're like an hour and a half into this, and I forgot my favorite part, and that is clan salvage. You can use it.
Oh yeah,
Intersphere players can run as many clan mechs as they want, and they can use those. Just hand wave that it was salvage.
I do have that in my notes right here. I have lots asterisk of clan salvage means an influx of new technology. Yep. Agreed.
All the house units are starting to fill up with Omnimechs, and the clans are currently looking at what's left of their Omnimechs and saying, I think we need more second line for a couple of years.
Why, you hitting yourself?
Yeah. It's free real estate. But yeah, so like I said, that's my favorite reason because the line is now like fully blurred. There is no clan list and an Intersphere list. It is.
Yeah, if you have a favorite house or merc unit, and you're like, I'd really like some clan mechs in here, you're allowed.
I really want a Timberwolf A.
I've got 4.
But yeah, you got any thoughts, Dustin?
I don't dislike the mechs in the era. Just more games, more lore.
You should read a couple of the books, Dustin. I think you'd really like it.
Every month.
We tried real hard not to spoil any of the lore because it is a very deep lore era.
Okay.
We danced around some. We got really close to a few spoilers, but I think we did okay. I hope.
We did get a special fan mail from a special person in the miniatures community. They had to ask if they had offended us. Dustin?
Oh my God.
I think he specifically asked if he offended Dustin.
Yeah, he did ask. Yeah, no, I was not offended, nor was I inconvenienced. I don't know if I ever mentioned it, but yes, I quit painting Beta Galaxy mostly because it was like one of my first paint schemes, and I kind of moved on from that. But I picked it because it was easy. But yeah, Duncan, 2 Thin Coats Rhodes.
Yep.
Asked if I had, didn't want to paint Beta Galaxy anymore because I did complain a tiny bit about the YouTube video he put out. And then Beta Galaxy turned, we were joking that Beta Galaxy is the Ultramarines of BattleTech. But anyway, so I was a little starstruck, but it's cool. Thanks for the shout out.
Yeah.
Or the message.
Trash his video and run him through the mud.
Did I do that? I mean, I haven't listened back to, but I don't think I was.
No, you weren't. It's just funny that, like, I'm not painting Beta Galaxy anymore. Look at it. It's popular now.
I mean, yeah, I was like, do I go back and try to, because I have come a long way since I painted my Beta Galaxy guys. And I was like, I'm going to redo my Beta Galaxy, but then I did Alpha Galaxy. And I'm like, you know what? We'll just sell those. And I can't believe that people are going to buy my trash on eBay, but by the time this episode comes out, they'll be gone. So don't worry about it.
I will push this out right now, unedited, just to make you suffer, sir.
And to be honest, Dustin, I mean, I have seen your Beta Galaxy, and it is, for a first try, it's fantastically good.
Thank you.
Duncan still did it better.
Of course.
But yes, thank you for writing into us, Duncan. I will try to keep Dustin contained in his offense to any of your videos.
But keep listening.
Dustin, send us home.
You can find us on the Mechbay podcast at gmail.com. You can check out our Facebook, check out our Discord. Thanks to the Patreons.